last week you went to the HRC dinner, and I know this because my spouse went with you and your spouse, and I believe your sister-in-law
Yep.
person, right? And we talked about it on last week's show that you were gonna go, but
Yep.
now you have gone.
I've
And
gone.
the HRC dinner was on National Coming Out Day. How was the dinner? Like, how was the event itself? Let's start there.
I will say this year, gonna try to, not to be too critical here, but there were some issues this year that hasn't happened in previous years. So, and I believe that you caught on to this, Alex. They downsized. They went into a smaller venue. And I believe that is due to some corporate sponsors pulling support, like local Seattle corporate sponsors pulling support. So they went into a smaller area, which made it a little hectic because when you walk in, you have like a silent auction going on. So you're supposed to walk around the items. Well, there wasn't really anywhere to stand. So everyone was standing in front of silent auction items and chatting. So it was a little chaotic. But once you got actually into like the dinner part, I'm not gonna lie, there were like 2 times where I was just trying not to cry because it was very sad. So one guest speaker was a survivor of the 2016 Orlando shooting that happened, and I believe like 49 people, including his partner, died. So he was talking about that, and very inspirational. It was a great speech. Very moving, but definitely tried not to cry. There was a lot of things about, and let me pause here. So it was on National Coming Out Day. I wore makeup and a dress to this event, and then I posted on social media. I'm coming out officially as trans, to pretty much like everyone that I did not deem super important that I should tell before they just find out on social media. And I was expecting, so I like did it, kind of shut off my phone, and I was expecting to wake up the next day having to delete and block a lot of people from Florida. So back to the speeches, a lot of it was about trans rights and that kind of stuff. So definitely very moving, very emotional. But yeah, the food this year was okay.
Yes, I
Um,
heard about the food.
I'm so so you have like 3 options. You have
I'm also going to
the
partially put that on the venue.
yeah, I would agree with that. So you have a I don't care what you give me option, then you have a vegetarian option, and then you have a gluten-free option. I got the I don't care what you give me option, which was some fish on a bed of corn. It was okay. But the person next to me got the vegetarian option and somehow had like fettuccine alfredo. And I was like, so wanted that. I was like, oh man, I should have got the
And they
vegetarian
didn't
option.
tell you ahead of time, like which one was it? They were
No.
like, I don't care, vegetarian or gluten free. That's all you got to know ahead of time.
Well, it was like a meat option. Like, like do you want meat or do you want gluten free or do you want vegetarian? And I chose the meat one.
And
So
but
like,
they didn't tell you what each option actually
oh yeah.
meant. That's
No. That's weird, right? That's weird. That's definitely weird.
No, it's
So
not weird. That's just, man, come on.
because
You
like
guys
what if
can
I
do
didn't
better.
like fish? You know?
Yeah.
I'm just eating corn. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was a great time. It was a great night. Loved it. I actually won. I thought it was funny. No one else thought it was funny. There is a local furry bar in Seattle.
Sure.
It is called, I think, Barely Furry or Hardly Furry. I have heard about it. I have not seen it. I have not gone. Sounds like a great time. They do make their own beer. I do kind of want to check it out. They had like a little gift basket for auction. No one was bidding on it. and I won it. And I kind of like, I don't know. I thought it was funny. So I won a beanie and like a scarf from, I think, Barely Furry.
My wife, unsurprisingly, won wine.
A lot of wine.
Yes, I'm aware.
She literally is sitting there and she goes, "Hey, I won some wine." And I was like, "Oh, good. Good for you." She goes, "No. Can you help me carry it back to your car?" And then I said, "Well, how much did you win?" And her response was literally, "I don't know." And I was like, "Oh no." I was like, "Oh, here we go."
She texted me during the thing to be like, "Can I bid on?" I was like, "Yeah." I mean, you're supporting a good cause. You go to look for those that have not been to like a nonprofit like benefit gala dinner, right? They do these silent auctions, these things all the time, because what you're doing is the local businesses who are supplying the prizes, they don't make the company pay for the prizes, right? So like the wine companies are like, here, have 20 bottles of free wine and go auction it, whatever, right? They get a tax write off. When you buy it, all the cash that you spend to auction buy it is given to the nonprofit organization. In this case, the HRC, the Human Rights Campaign. Um, I hope you drink wine on game nights, dude. I wish you would drink more of that wine. I've got so much. No, you people do not go to the HRC in furry costume. Or are you asking about the bar? The HRC is a formal event.
Slightly Furry. That's what it's called. Slightly Furry. That is the name.
Um, did you catch the question about pronouns in the chat?
I did not. Where is that one?
Are you sticking
Oh my
with they,
God.
them, or are you going to she, her
Oh.
now? Or have we
Wow.
decided yet?
So much has happened in the past week. So literally that same week, I did go talk about HRT in Seattle at a place called Planned Parenthood. Not a place I would have expected to be a good place to go talk to HRT. However, it is a great place. So if you're listening to this and you are thinking about transitioning, I highly recommend Planned Parenthood. Why? Because as I was sitting there, everyone coming and going was trans. Second, they are super friendly, the nicest medical staff I have ever talked to because they're trying to put you at ease. Third, they will assign you a transition specialist that will help you with the entire process of working with surgeons and doctors and everything that you want, even if it's not something that they offer. And they work with the doctor and they work with your insurance company. So it's like a one-stop shop. So that is really great. Again, did not expect Planned Parenthood to be like the place to go, but evidently it is.
News to me.
So there you know. There you know. So I did get cleared to start HRT whenever I want. And then I did meet with a psychiatrist who stated that, yes, this everything kind of checks out. I have to have like a second appointment with them, and then they will be writing a letter to my insurance company stating that I have gender dysphoria. Why does that matter? Because I want insurance to cover everything, and I don't want to pay out of pocket. So back to pronouns. Why does this all tie to pronouns? I feel like the crazy guy from Always Sunny with the different strings, and I'm just like, why does this matter? Me personally, I'm sticking with they them. This is a little weird thing for me. I kind of feel like I have not, this is me, just me, not speaking for the trans community at all. I've been told I have a weird way of thinking about this, whatever. I feel like I have not earned she, her pronouns yet. That is just me. I am to each your own. So I will switch to she, her pronouns at some point. I think probably after I go through puberty of HRT. Um, and we are testing out like a name change. So I don't know. I'll probably stay J on the channel, but who knows? That's everything. What else do you want to know? HRT also, I have a 8-pound triangle block of Beecher's cheese in my fridge right now from the HRC event.
There you go.
It's a giant triangle of cheese.
That's because Beecher's cheese is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Amazing, but that's a lot of cheese. 8 pounds of cheese.
As the first, I'm going to echo the chat and say, good for you, Jay. I'm happy for you. I want you to do what is going to make you the most complete of a person. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Be a complete person. Okay. And that's the important thing, right? That's what we want for everyone. Public. Okay. Do some fun do with that cheese. Okay. I want you to be a complete person. I'm happy for you. We're here to support you. Obviously, my spouse supports you. Et cetera, et cetera. You know. We do the deeper talks, folks, with people when Jay and I are not in front of cameras. So fuck you. Jay knows how I feel. Anyway, yeah. But I do want to say everything. Yes. Okay. In case you guys didn't figure this out, this channel is a place where we talk about this kind of stuff as much as Jay is comfortable, right? Where we will talk about these things and we will have these subjects, okay? And if you're not comfortable with that, here's what I'm going to do, actually. If you're not comfortable with it, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to stick the fuck around, right? Don't be an asshole in chat, because even if you don't agree with it, and even if it makes you uncomfortable, it doesn't mean you need to open your mouth. We talked about this earlier in the show. You can keep some thoughts to yourself, hold it in. But I do want to challenge you to stick the fuck around. I want you to stick around so that maybe you learn some stuff. And maybe, just maybe, and I'm not saying we're trying to force an agenda. What I'm saying is allow for the fact that maybe the reason you're fucking uncomfortable is because you haven't been around it a whole lot and you just don't know a lot about it. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, Jay is still the person who I go do movie reviews with, right? We go to dinner. They are my wife's coworker. They are someone who is in our lives, right? At the end of the day, regardless of what Jay's pronouns were, or whether when Jay had a beard or does not have a beard, or was using he, him, or they, it doesn't fucking matter. The fact of the matter is, Jay is still the same person. Okay? Again, if you're uncomfortable, I challenge you to stick around and see if that helps. Okay? Again, don't be a dickhead in my chat or my comment section, but stick around and see if it helps. Okay? No, that actually was entirely coincidence. The color, my wife periodically will change the colors. She'll log into the app and be like, now it's fucking red because Alex is mad. Okay. No, it's entirely coincidental.
I like it.
That's a blue lightsaber. That won't change colors. Hang on, right there. Okay. So that is a blue lightsaber. These lights up here, these LEDs, they will change colors. I have one set of studio light that comes this way. I used to have two, but one of them burned out, or no, sorry, the cable ripped. Lighting's a pain in the ass, in case you didn't know.
It is. Oh my God.
Somebody in chat, in YouTube chat, is calling me Spicy Mr. Rogers.
I like it. Oh, yeah, there it goes. There it goes.
I don't know. Maybe that'll be our new segment, Spicy Mr. Rogers.
Spicy Mr. Rogers.
We're gonna have to come up with. Actually, that's not a terrible idea. You know what we need to do? That will be this will be an improvement for the show. We're gonna get some standardized segments. I see a lot of shows do this. We don't. We haven't. You know, we need to get some. Maybe we do need like Spicy Mr. Rogers is inspiring me. Maybe it's fucking some Sesame Street shit we need to do on this show, right? To help people out. Fucking meet your neighbors time. Yep. I love it.
Oh, that is good.
Okay.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
I'm writing this down.
Write that
I
down.
am writing it down right now.
Oh God.
Spicy Mr. Rogers / Sesame Street segment.
Oh, that one's really good.
Yeah. Purple's appropriate. Okay. And again, just to put everybody's fucking minds at ease, if you thought that everybody on this show or anybody on this show the whole time was completely heterosexual, you were 100% wrong.
Suck it, nerds.
Okay? If you thought that was the case. Because it ain't true. Ain't nobody here fucking straight. Okay? And again, if you're uncomfortable with that, I encourage you to stick around. Okay? Because you might learn some shit. We're also not going to pressure Jay to share any more or less of their process than they feel like sharing. Okay? We still will talk about politics and video games and movies.
Yeah, because that's interesting. That is like really interesting.
Okay? Both Jay and I are waiting for Shrinking Season 3. Maybe that'll be a segment. Y'all need to watch Shrinking.
Oh my God.
It's one of
By the way, real quick,
Go.
talking about therapy, everyone says like become a lawyer, become a doctor, become an engineer.
Yeah.
I talked to my therapist about like one, how do you become a licensed therapist? Second, pay. How much do they make? Like industry standard, how much do you typically pay fresh out of college? You have a license. How much do you get paid?
Not much.
Oh, it is a lot.
Is it?
It's a lot.
For that kind of therapist? Or for a straight counselor?
For any sort of licensed therapist,
Okay.
they are making $130 per hour. And typically, she said her colleagues, all of her friends, do somewhere around 32 therapy hours per week. Do the math on that. Spoiler alert, it's like $225,000 a year.
Yeah, but that's before they account for their overhead costs and stuff like that. Office, do.
So no, that's if you work for an office. Like the office is paying you to be.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they pay.
So they're charging more. The office is charging more than that to cover their overhead costs, like rented shit.
Dog Dad said career change on top of everything. Jay, wow. I mean, that is way more.
Let me hint this out. As you were worried you were going to have to make a career change today. I take it that did not come to pass.
Dang. You actually
I do.
talk to people, don't you?
My wife says words. Occasionally I hear her.
Yeah. So my company, who just had layoffs, who this week is currently really trying to hammer out budget stuff. My boss's boss said, "Hey Jay, I want to talk to you about your position." Ooh, mysterious. And then someone else asked, "Hey Jay," because this was like, "Tomorrow I want to talk to you about your position." Then another person, who would be the person that would probably be packing up my stuff as I'm being laid off or fired, was like, "Hey, I just want to make sure, are you going to be in the office tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be there. Yeah, I'll be there." Cool. Awesome. But turned out huge misunderstanding. Very, yeah, it was a huge misunderstanding. And then they asked me, if I would like to have my job as they redefined it. And I said, I feel like I'm not going to have a job if I say no. So yes, I would still like to keep my job as you redefine my job. Thank you. So yeah, that was today.
Having a job is good though.
Having a job is really good, especially in this market right now.
Yep.
So,
all right, folks. 9:45. We've been going here.